Hello and welcome to yoga. My name is Christiana. Today's class is for those who are at high risk for developing breast cancer or those who are currently in remission. For those who are at high risk for developing breast cancer, maintaining healthy habits and abstaining from poor lifestyle and dietary choices is the key to a long life. And for those in remission, prioritizing a consistent self-care routine that involves yoga, pranayama, whole foods, and plenty of rest is mandatory. Please note that this class is just to provide an idea about the healing process of breast cancer with the support of yoga. This information, although prepared after a lot of research from good medical websites, should not be taken as the only option for aiding breast cancer patients. This is to be considered as a supplement to medical treatment. So grab your mat and let's get started. We'll start in Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. Go ahead and find a seat on your mat, bring the soles of your feet together, and let your knees fall outward. Close down the eyes and begin breathing deeply into the hips. Remind yourself that for the next few minutes, all that matters is you and your practice. Nothing else can bother you here. Notice how the air feels going in and out of your nasal passages. Notice the coolness coming in and the hot, damp air that comes out. We're going to practice some diaphragmatic breathing here. This is called the 3-part breath. Place your left hand on the belly and your right hand on the chest. Extend your spine upwards so that the crown of your head is being pulled towards the ceiling. First, you'll inhale and try and bring your breath only into the belly. Exhale out from the belly. Inhale only into your sternum. Exhale from your sternum. And now inhale into your throat. Exhale from the throat. And now we'll try the 3-part breath. So breathe into the belly, then the sternum, then the throat. Exhale, throat, sternum, belly. Inhale, belly, sternum, throat. Exhale, throat, sternum, belly. 8 more breaths like this. If at any point your legs become tired in butterfly, you can just find a comfortable cross-legged seated position. Inhale, belly, sternum, throat. Exhale, throat, sternum, belly. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And a few more on your own, keeping your eyes closed. One more round. Inhale, belly, sternum, throat. Exhale, throat, sternum, belly. Go ahead and flutter open the eyes. Bring your palms together at heart center and feel your sternum push into your thumbs as you inhale. Exhale, let it fall down your back like a waterfall coming from the nape of your neck down to the tip of your tailbone. One more inhale, push into your thumbs with your sternum. Exhale down the spine from the head to the tailbone. Now open your arms to the side so that they're in a cactus shape, fingertips facing forward. Inhale, palms together, overhead, look up. Exhale, arms back into cactus, look forward. Inhale, palms together, overhead, look up. Exhale, cactus the arms, look forward. One more. Inhale, look up, hands up. Exhale, arms to the side and cactus, look forward. Inhale your arms overhead, go ahead and interlace your fingers and flip your palms to the ceiling. Inhale, lean over to the left side, exhale. Inhale back to center. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale the arms down, fingertips on the mat. Inhale the right arm overhead. Exhale, bend to the left. You can look up at the ceiling with your eyes. Inhale back to center. Let your fingertips fall back to the ground. Exhale. Inhale, lift your left arm up, fingertips to the ceiling. Exhale, bend to the right. Look up at the ceiling with your eyes. Inhale back to center. Exhale, let the left hand fall to the mat. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, bend to the left. Look up with the eyes. Inhale, right arm back to the ceiling. Exhale, fingertips to the mat. Inhale, left arm up overhead. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale, fingertips back to the ceiling. Exhale, bring them to the mat. Bring your palms together in prayer back in front of your chest. Thumbs pressing into the sternum. Take a couple of breaths here. Inhale the crown of your head to the ceiling. Exhale, twist to the right. You can use your left hand on your right knee to push yourself over a little more. You can use your right hand as a kickstand behind you to help yourself twist just a little more. If that's not comfortable, you can keep your right arm just out in front of you, just opening up that shoulder. Breathe here for 2. Try and reach back with that right hand. One more inhale. Look with your eyes behind you if you can. Exhale, let it all go to center. Inhale your crown to the ceiling. Exhale, twist to the left. Bringing your right hand on your left knee. Using your left hand as a kickstand behind you, or if that's not comfortable, you can open up your left arm behind you. Inhale. Exhale, twist a little more. Reach with that left hand. Inhale. Exhale, twist. One more inhale. Exhale, back to center. Now we're going to do something called cow face pose. Go ahead and bring your left heel to the outside of your right hip and stack your right leg on top of it. Try and get both knees on top of each other if you can. If you can't, that's okay. Inhale, open your arms wide. Exhale, bring your arms behind you and cross your right arm over your left. Breathe here. Inhale the crown of your head up. Exhale, lean forward any amount. Inhale your crown forward. Exhale, fold forward any amount. One more, inhale your crown forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale back up to seated. Let your arms go. You can shake out your wrist if you have any tension in them. And go ahead and flip your legs. Inhale your arms out. Exhale, bring them behind you, this time left arm on top. Inhale the crown of your head to the ceiling. Exhale, fall forward any amount. Inhale your crown forward, spine straight. Exhale, fold. Inhale your spine straight. Exhale, forward fold. Let your hips go. And then inhale back up to seated. Bring your legs back into a cross-legged seat in front of you, or you can sit on your knees if your legs are a little tired. And we're going to practice a little bit of Ujjayi Pranayama right now. So that's going to be like a seashell sound in the back of your throat. Doing this activates the vagus nerve, which helps to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps to calm down the body. So it's going to sound like you're frustrated, and this is actually a really good practice to do when you are frustrated with things. It'll help you release that frustration. So on the inhale, you're going to constrict the back of your throat so that it sounds like you're snoring in a way, like this. And then exhale, keeping that constriction in the back of your throat. If you were to do that with an open mouth, it would be like fogging up a mirror. So let's try that again. Inhale, constrict the back of the throat like you're snoring. Exhale, open mouth. So let's try that again, but keeping the mouth closed for both rounds. Inhale. Exhale through the nose. Two more on your own. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. The more you can come back to this Ujjayi breath during your practice, the better. Like I said, it helps to activate the vagus nerve, which activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which brings more relaxation to the body, which allows you to fall deeper into these stretches, into these twists, and releases the lymph from the body. So with that all done, we'll move on to part 2 of our practice. Still continuing with our Ujjayi breath, we're going to practice some cat-cows. So go ahead and get on all fours, line up your wrists with your shoulders, your knees with your hips, and then drop the belly, lift the gaze, inhale. Exhale, round the spine, look to your thighs, bring that tailbone into your nose. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the spine, bring the tailbone to the nose. One more inhale. Exhale. Go ahead and find a neutral tabletop position. And then on an inhale, you're going to straighten that right leg, tucking the toes behind you. Just feel around in here. Get some opening in the ankles. Breathe normal. And then on an inhale, go ahead and straighten your left arm out in front of you so that your left bicep is by your ear, and straighten your right leg behind you. Breathe here for just a little bit. Tuck in that lower tummy if you find it falling. Push into your right hand and your left knee. Exhale, bring it back to the mat. Inhale your left leg straight, tuck those toes, feel around in the ankle here, take a few breaths. Inhale your right arm straight, bicep next to the ear, and the left leg straight so that there's one line going from your hand back to your foot. Tuck in those lower ribs, the lower belly, and breathe here. And exhale, let it go. Bring your hips back on your heels, set your forehead on the mat, arms straight out in front of you, child's pose. Big toes touch. You can bring your knees out as wide as you'd like. Rest here for a few breaths. When you're ready, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes, and push your hips up into a standing forward fold. If your fingers don't touch the ground, that's totally fine. You can grab onto opposite elbows and just sway here. If you find your hamstrings are too tight, you can heel toe your feet to the sides of the mat. All right, and let the arms go, and slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, bring yourself up to a standing position. Shrug the shoulders up to the ears, and let those shoulder blades melt down your back. Stand at the top of the mat. Push into the mat with all four corners of your feet. So push in with your big toes, push in with your pinky toes, and push in with your heels into both sides, the outer and the inner. Spike your fingers down into the ground, open those palms outward, and tuck the chin down just a little bit. Breathe here. And now we'll do some standing poses. So we're going to go into tree pose. Bring your hands in prayer in front of you and go ahead and put your right foot anywhere along the inner left leg. So if your balance isn't that great, you can just kickstand your heel onto your left ankle, or you can use your hand to bring your foot onto the shin or onto the inner thigh, or tuck it up really high into the inner thigh and push in with the left leg while you're pushing in with the right sole of the foot. Just breathe here. And now, without letting the foot touch the ground, you're going to inhale the knee up in front of you. And then slowly, you're going to pivot forward, opening your hands out to the side, pushing your heel to the back of the mat. At most, your body wants to be parallel to the mat. Just breathe here in Warrior 3. Put a little bend in that front left knee and gently let those right toes touch the back of the mat. You'll find yourself in a high lunge. Bring your fingertips up to the ceiling, breathe in, and then we'll open it up into Warrior 2. So arms come down and the back foot falls flat onto the mat so that the back blade of your foot is parallel to the back edge of your mat. Go ahead and inhale the left arm up. Exhale, cartwheel it down to the mat. Inhale your right foot forward, palms on the thighs, pushing your spine straight as you breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Look up at your thumbs. Exhale, palms in prayer at the center of the chest. Shut down the eyes and feel the change in the body just with the first half of these standing poses. Release the hands, flutter open the eyes. Push down into your feet, all four corners again. So big toes, pinky toes, and then into the backs of the heels, the inner and outer heels. Spike those fingers down into the ground, opening up the palms out, shining the palms forward. Tuck the chin just a little bit. And now you're going to bring your left leg, your left foot, onto the inside of the right leg. So either kickstand it at the ankle or onto the calf. You can bring it up to the inner thigh, or you can really scooch it up to that inner corner of the thigh. and push equally with the right leg and the left sole so that you have a very strong midline. And you can either have your hands at prayer and heart center, or for a little added extra balance difficulty, you can bring your hands above you and look somewhere up high like a tree. If you fall out, that's okay. Just come back. And then without letting your foot hit the ground, go ahead and inhale that knee up to the ceiling in front of you. And then you're going to slowly pivot forward, straightening the left leg behind you, opening up Warrior 3. Keep your arms straight along your sides, your palms shining downwards onto the mat. Make sure your hips are squared with each other. Heel is pushing towards the back of your mat and the toes are facing downward. Very strong through the core. Put a slight bend in your right leg and gingerly set those left toes down towards the back of the mat, bringing your hands above you into a high lunge. Breathe here. One more inhale. And then exhale, open the arms, open the chest to the side of the mat, and bring the left blade of the foot down to the mat, parallel to the back edge. Inhale the right arm up, left hand down the back of the left leg. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Inhale, bring your left foot forward, push into your thighs with your hands, breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead, reverse swan dive, look up at your thumbs. Exhale, bring the hands in prayer back down to the center of your chest. Close down the eyes and feel the effects of your practice so far. Now we'll make our way back down to the mat. Lying down postures are next. Yay! Inhale, lift your arms up overhead, look up at your thumbs. Exhale, bend forward, bring your hands to the mat if you can. Inhale, push into your thighs with your palms, back straight. Exhale, forward fold. And then very slowly, just bring your bum down to the mat. Great. Hold on to your knees super, super tight. Breathe in, elongate the spine. And then if it's comfortable for you, still holding your knees, just roll back onto your back and do some rock and roll motions here. Rolling forward and back, forward and back. Great. Find stillness and bring the soles of your feet down to the mat. We're going into bridge pose here. So line up the outer edges of your feet with the outer edges of your hips. You should be able to graze the back of your ankles with your middle finger. And then on an inhale, you're going to push up your hips to the ceiling and push your feet into the mat. You can either shine your palms up to the ceiling, or you can interlace them behind your lower back, or you can grab onto the outer edges of your mat and act like you're trying to split the mat in half, really pull against itself. Great. Let go of the mat, and on an exhale, bring your hips back down to the mat, slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, with your hips being the very last thing to come down. Line up the outer blades of your feet with the outer edges of your mat and knock your knees in together. You can either have your hands on your lower belly, or you can raise your arms with your hands overhead. We're really slowing down our practice now. Heel toe your feet back together. Inhale your knees to your chest. Grab onto them with your right arm and pull your knees over to the right side. Straighten your left arm and look out over your left hand. Inhale your knees back to center. Grab onto them with your left arm and let them fall over to the left side. Straighten that right arm and look over the right hand. Bring your knees back to center, and we'll straighten them out for corpse pose, our final resting pose. So let your feet splay open to the outsides of your mat. Open up your arms so that your palms face the ceiling now. And just try and let go of any tension you may find in the body. Close down the eyes, deepen the breath. If you've been doing Ujjayi breathing this whole time, you can go ahead and let that go. And we'll rest here for about a minute. Begin to deepen your breath. Start to bring some movement back into your fingertips and into your toes. You can rotate out the wrists and the ankles. You can bring the arms up overhead now. Go ahead and give yourself a nice big stretch from your toes to your fingertips. Yawn here if it feels comfortable for you. And then roll over to one side and curl up into a fetal position. Try and make this into as tight of a ball as you can. And thank yourself for showing up today, for showing your body love. Thank Mother Earth and the law of gravity for always supporting you, keeping you rooted to the ground. And then using your top arm, your top hand, push up into a seated position, keeping those eyes closed if you can. Bring your palms together in prayer at your sternum. Breathe into those thumbs. The light in me recognizes the light within you, and may all beings everywhere be happy and free. Namaste. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Have a wonderful day.